Hi, Kevin.
Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing great. How's your day?
So damn good. Love your background.
Thank you so much. I really loved this movie, the 4:30 movie. I love coming of age. It really just takes me back to a time in my life that I love to reminisce about. And for you, I know you also enjoy coming of age, and you love Degrassi just like I do. So I was like, what took Kevin so long to do a coming of age movie?
You're so right. However, if you look at all of the stuff I've done, they're all coming of age movies. The majority of them are coming of age movies, but all the characters are beyond the age they should be coming, which sounds exactly as filthy as I meant it. They
Yeah.
are too old to be reaching the conclusions they're reaching, but at least they're reaching them. And so most of the stuff I've done, 20 somethings drifting and finally finding that thing that allows them to kind of move forward. This is the first time I saw some people review the movie. Like, this is the first time his characters are age appropriate for what they're going through. But you're right, man. Like, for somebody who loves Degrassi as much as I do, telling high school stories is like a sweet spot for me. But when I started filmmaking, like, I wasn't that far removed from high school. Like, I graduated when I was 17. I made Clerks when I was 22. So there's only 5 years between high school and me making Clerks. So I've always felt close to that, you know. And even though I made my movie in the 90s and the characters were in their 20s and stuff, they all act like we did when we were in high school. In fact, 30 years into my career, most of my adult characters act like we did in high school because I've had something of a arrested development, a continued adolescence because I got into the movie biz. But I'll tell you, man, like, working with young people's storyline, not so much working with young people, although they were wonderful themselves, but telling a story about that precipice between being and becoming, when the smallest things are colossal, things that through my current prism I look back on and be like, well, it was so silly that we worried about that, but to that age, it's everything insurmountable. That's where I want to live from now on. I love that.
I love that too. And one of my favorite things is you showed so many different types of bravery for kids at this age. Like I think it's really scary and brave of Brian to call Melody and ask her on a date. I think it's really brave of Belly to like stand up to his friends, and then for Bernie to even have to like have his own come to Jesus moment about what masculinity is and through his favorite wrestler. So I thought those moments were so poignant. And is there a moment in that you can share from your life that you can look back and be like, wow, that was really brave of me, that I had to really be brave to make that?
Honestly, the only brave and slash stupid thing I've probably ever done in my life was make Clerks. Like, I was not a trained filmmaker. I dropped out of film school after like 4 months. I never completed anything except high school. I tried to go to college, dropped out a number of times, quit many jobs. So I was known as somebody that didn't complete. And for some reason, I saw Richard Linklater's film Slacker, and I viewed it with a mixture of awe and arrogance. Awe because I'd never seen anything like it before, it cracked my world open. But arrogance because I was like, well, if this counts as a movie, I think I can make a movie too. So I think back on that version of Kevin Smith, the one who was brave enough to be like, I'm going to make this movie on my credit cards that I don't own. I'm going to owe people money for this sort of stuff. It's completely uncharacteristic. Now looking back, I'm like, where did he get, where did he get the gumption? Like, he had no proof it would work. He just, for some strange reason, believed he could do this very specific thing. And I thank God he did, because I've been living the spoils of his victory ever since. That kid makes a very brave decision to kind of express himself through art. And, you know, it ain't going on stage and singing a song or taking a blank canvas and putting color on. He chooses one of the most expensive, stupidest art forms on the planet, filmmaking, the kind of art form where you're like, I need to self-express. Give me $20 million and Ben Affleck. And somehow he was able to make it work. And because he made it work, I still get to do it to this day. So he's my hero, the young Kevin Smith, the one that made Clerks, brave and stupid, because he really believed that he could do it. And as it turns out, he wasn't wrong.
Exactly. And my favorite, I have to ask about my favorite Kevin Smith movie is Dogma. Is there any movement on Dogma?
Yeah, it's been, now the movie's been bought away from the guy that had it for years and whatnot. The company that bought it, we met with them a couple months ago. They were like, would you be interested in re-releasing it and touring it? And like you do with your movies? I was 100%. Are you kidding me? Touring a movie that I know people like and it's sentimental and nostalgic, like, we'll clean up. So I believe it, like right now, 2024 is our 25th anniversary this year. At November is when we came out. So I think 2025, it looks like, is when the movement's going to happen there. Back on home video and then back out in theaters, and I'll tour it and stuff like that. And maybe at this point, sequels, TV versions in terms of extending the story, something we could never do before. So exciting, man. And all those people who worked in it are still viable. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking
Ah,
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, both still working. Salma Hayek, Chris Rock still slapping, pun intended. So, it's going to be, it's possible.
yes, I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much for your time. Everyone, watch the 4:30 movie. It's so good. And hopefully we'll chat again another time for Dogma.
Such a pleasure. Yes, let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.